after the discard, far more sick so than no contact. Greetings, esteemed audience. Welcome back to another captivating journey of self-exploration and understanding. Brace yourselves as we embark on a detailed exploration of our topic, the enigmatic realm where a narcissist grapples with the aftermath of a failed romantic relationship. Our aim is to unravel the seemingly incomprehensible by gradually unveiling the components of this intricate puzzle. Together, we will engage in an intellectual exploration, dissecting the foundational structure of their psyche post-breakup. Narcissists, masters of duality, often commence their relationships by weaving an intricate tapestry of idealization around their partners. They shower affection and make promises that rival the grandeur of ancient legends, as if holding the keys to their partner's deepest desires. However, be prepared to be enthralled, for the narrative takes a complex turn as they transform into cunning architects, orchestrating slander campaigns that might give even Machiavelli pause. It's a dance oscillating between the sweet serenade of love and the bitter embrace of deception. As mentioned earlier, navigating these turbulent waters is akin to trying to tame a cyclone. At times, there's a temptation to view the tumultuous impact on our lives as a contagion that needs containment rather than an entity that should regulate it, mirroring the World Health Organization's influence. If you find yourself nodding in agreement, a gentle tap on the like icon serves as our silent agreement for this enlightening journey. What unfolds within the personal space of a narcissist following a breakup? One might assume they are devastated, especially if they have cut off all communication or removed you from their phone and social media profiles. In many instances, they orchestrate the breakup with the intention of leaving you in suspense, maintaining the option to return at any time. However, occasionally, you take the initiative and bring the relationship to an end when you realize it is deteriorating. This can be a beneficial decision for your well-being. However, it's essential to recognize that narcissists initially viewed you as their savior during your union. They perceived you as the solution to all their problems. Yet, how could you be the solution when they grapple with a myriad of issues and inner demons? In the end, you are not a miracle worker. Reconciliation with you is not possible. It would require years of therapy and perhaps a few exorcisms. Let's delve into what truly perturbs a narcissist. They cannot tolerate your state of being unbothered. When you stop providing them with the desired attention and control, it deeply unsettles them. Despite being adults, discarding, in their case, involves dismantling the core of their being. They cannot handle you becoming indifferent. It's important to emphasize that, ultimately, narcissists have no response to this. There is no answer to your proactive disengagement. Often, we assume that the narcissist is devastated when we reject them and cease initiating contact, believing they experience the same distress we do. However, the reality is that their attention swiftly shifts elsewhere. They will redirect their focus without much delay. Yet, it's crucial to understand that a narcissist will not offer closure willingly. They resist the idea of a closed door, as closure implies finality. They are confounded when you actively ignore them, abstaining from any contact and showing indifference, as if you have no interest in their activities or companions. They find themselves unable to respond because they crave your attention, regardless of your physical presence. Their desire is for you to share your emotions, the challenging experiences you're currently facing, and similar topics on social media. Therefore, it's advisable to refrain from engaging with the narcissist on social platforms for a while. Post-discard, they may employ various tactics, such as creating fake profiles and sending friend requests from suspicious accounts with minimal activity. However, one thing a narcissist cannot withstand is indifference. They can't handle your apathy, which essentially communicates, "I couldn't care less about your actions, diet, or whether you eat." This lack of concern is their Achilles heel, dealing a deep blow to their ego. The order in which they discarded you becomes inconsequential. While they may enjoy a semblance of control, they suffer when they can't access your social media or communicate with you due to being blocked on all platforms. Furthermore, when you reappear on social media projecting an image of carefree living. Some individuals may have familial experience with narcissists or have children with such individuals. In situations where emotional detachment is exhibited and their theatrics are met with a lack of reaction, it's known as grey swaying, and it proves highly effective. Indicating indifference suggests that they are a fleeting thought with no impact on one's well-being. This is a particularly undesirable outcome for a narcissist, especially if you were their previous source of supply. Soon after they transition to a new source, they may find you more appealing once again. Though seemingly implausible, it does happen. They might attempt to reconcile within days or weeks of starting a new relationship. However, they are bewildered when you genuinely become untroubled by their behavior. The concept that you have lost interest in them and their actions is something they struggle to process. Narcissists require your concern. It's a strategic move. Therefore, their experience of emotional detachment after being discarded is utterly devastating. Your complete lack of emotion and interest in their actions signifies that they have irrevocably lost you. Narcissists despise this realization, akin to a queen being cornered on a chessboard, as they strive to keep the door open for a potential return. Their desire for control is paramount, and when your indifference to their behavior becomes apparent, they forfeit that control. This reaction is remarkably potent, capable of either reinforcing their fixation or, more frequently, causing severe emotional damage to their ego, leading to withdrawal. It constitutes a significant narcissistic wound that often proves irreparable. Please share this information with anyone who might find it valuable. Recognizing that your indifferent demeanor remains crucial to dismantling their power, even after a narcissistic rejection and avoidance of contact, is paramount. Stay resilient, remembering that recovery and success are achievable. For more insightful content, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Take care, and thank you for your support. This urgent need for you is the narcissist's unsettling reality. I want to share something important with each of you. If you've interacted with a narcissistic individual before, you understand the challenges that can arise. These relationships may feel like a prison, where you find yourself confined and compelled to participate in something that gradually consumes you. It's not easy, and that's completely understandable. You might wonder why narcissistic individuals seem to be continuously angry, regardless of the circumstances. Despite their utmost efforts to secure happiness, they still find a way to harbor anger. Why does achieving success in these relationships appear so elusive? The fundamental truth is that narcissistic individuals loathe the idea of being dependent on others, including themselves. While they crave validation, support, care, and companionship, the thought of relying on others for these needs terrifies them. They fear that expressing any need might make them appear weak and vulnerable. In their pursuit of maintaining a perception of superiority, they aim to be omnipotent rulers, prioritizing themselves over basic human necessities. However, deep down, they do need your assistance. This need clashes with their idealized self-image, leading to feelings of humiliation and anger if they perceive themselves as dependent on you. This frustration manifests as rage, akin to the displeasure you'd feel if your toothbrush suddenly started moving independently. However, to them, you're more than an object. You're a sentient being, which triggers feelings of humiliation and anxiety about their dependence. Ending a relationship with a narcissist can be disastrous due to their inability to comprehend emotions other than their own. Fearing any potential need, they strive for perfection to avoid appearing weak. Their persistent aversion to vulnerability and dependence results in continuous feelings of anger and frustration. Dealing with a narcissistic individual can be challenging, and it's okay to struggle. Remember that your presence cannot fulfill all their needs, even if they refuse to acknowledge it. They need your companionship just as much as you need theirs. Now is the time to prioritize self-care, put on that mask, maintain a healthy distance, and recognize your own value. Stay composed, and thank you for your time. You've likely observed that these individuals struggle to accept compliments or acknowledge when your efforts exceed their expectations. Strangely, their reliance on you, evident in your actions, triggers anger. It forms a destructive cycle where they increasingly need your assistance more than you need theirs, and their fury grows in proportion to your efforts for them. The problem arises from the inherent imbalance in these relationships. As you provide more support, they develop resentment towards their dependence on you. Unfortunately, reducing involvement or disengaging isn't a viable option, as it would invite criticism or demands, intensifying their humiliation. Especially if you spend a considerable amount of time with these individuals, it's crucial to recognize that you become a persistent source of shame for them. Their dependence on you lies at the root of the toxicity in these relationships. Meeting their needs becomes an almost obligatory duty, leaving you feeling like you're treading on eggshells around them. Regardless of how well you think you understand their requirements, they will always demand something else, making it impossible to fully satisfy them. The deprivation experienced by these individuals can be draining, contributing over time to heightened frustration in the relationships. An initially accommodating stance towards their needs may eventually lead to a gradual escalation, resulting in a destructive cycle of despondency and animosity. Remember that their implicit desire for validation inevitably resurfaces. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Take care and avoid harm. Here are 5 things a narcissist will definitely fail to do and will make him very frustrated. Narcissists, regardless of the facade of capability and authority they present, maintain an extremely deficient level of competence in reality. They lack the fundamental life skills and resilience necessary for achieving success in life. In contrast to their proclivity for believing they possess omniscience and expertise in a multitude of domains, the actuality is precisely the opposite. They have formed and embraced a fabricated self-perception as their actuality. Their erroneous perception of themselves persuades them that their own capabilities are superior to those of others, and that they are the only ones deserving of admiration, adulation, and a pedestal. Nevertheless, both of us are cognizant of the fact that this is anything but the case. As a result, we will discuss in today's episode 5 essential life qualities that narcissists notably deficiency. 1. Conveying appreciation. Narcissists find it difficult to convey appreciation. They consistently contend with an ingrained dysphoria or an enduring sense of dissatisfaction with existence. Constantly in pursuit of novelty, they are perpetually engrossed in diversions as a means of diverting their attention from a profound interior void. It is critical to distinguish between their own interior emptiness and the emptiness that results from the trauma they inflict upon you. Your self-awareness enables you to recognize that your inner void is the source of your emptiness, which motivates you to commence a path of self-compassion, mindfulness, and self-love, a path to well-being. On the other hand, narcissists consistently pursue external solutions to their internal conflicts, disregarding the numerous indications that are readily apparent in their environment. Their perspective holds that you are the exclusive originator of the issue, and they continue to be oblivious to the critical nature of introspection. They sustain a narrative of self-victimization, which contributes to an ongoing state of distress and dissatisfaction. Being caught in this self-defeating cycle, they become their own worst enemies. It never suffices, regardless of their possessions, your affection, or their accomplishments. Narcissists persistently pursue something that is elusive, desiring it ceaselessly. This guarantees their own demise. 2. Non-adaptability. In the pursuit of harmonious cohabitation within familial and relational contexts, the attribute of adaptability assumes critical significance, given the inherent fallibility of all individuals. On the contrary, narcissists are motivated by an incessant pursuit of flawlessness in each person they come across. Priority is given to this constant need to devalue others, which prevents the formation of genuine relationships because no one can attain their unattainable standards. At the outset, individuals may hold you or others in high regard. However, as soon as they behold your intrinsic humanity, they vanish into insignificance in their estimation. Narcissists confront the difficult task of acknowledging their deep-seated internal feeling of insignificance. They hold the belief that they are completely devoid of value and pass along this perception to you. Their unyielding perfection and inflexibility result in unreasonable and unachievable standards. Frequently, their requests are regarded as elusive, comparable to a target in motion. You believe you have identified the objective, but once you attain it, it becomes insufficient. A new goalpost appears. Due to this deficiency in appreciation and adaptability, narcissists are exceptionally frail. Their internal condition is dependent on the conditions that arise externally. They are, contrary to their assertions of omnipotence, more susceptible than one could ever conceive. The smallest modification in their environment has the potential to incite narcissistic fury, thereby exposing their authentic susceptibility. 3. Authenticity. Narcissists lack the capacity for authenticity by nature. Narcissists are, at their core, individuals who manifest a fabricated persona predicated upon a bedrock of deceit. Due to this, they perceive themselves to be something they are not, creating an egregious discrepancy between reality and delusion. Purposeful expression is rendered impossible when one lives in this manner. They adeptly modify their persona in accordance with the objectives of the interaction and the individual with whom they are interacting. They resemble chameleons, shapeshifters, or even demons. They are shadows bereft of authentic identity. As opposed to average people, narcissists are devoid of a genuine essence. They merely emulate the preferences and aversions of others, since they are cognizant of the fact that displaying disapproval towards particular items attracts notice and admiration. Similarly, they recognize that they can gain the approval of others and create the illusion of superiority by endorsing specific groups or preferences. In pursuit of constant validation, a narcissist is perpetually entangled in the art of manipulating and exploiting others. One leading such an existence would be inherently lacking in authenticity, character, and a set of values. These individuals are preoccupied with the relentless quest for manipulation, exploitation, and validation, which are characteristics that profoundly erode their ability to exhibit authenticity. 4. Insufficient autonomy. Narcissists exhibit a higher degree of dependence than the average codependent. One might refer to them as mutated codependents. Departing from a narcissist in the midst of a desert would not extend their survival beyond an hour. As previously stated, they consistently necessitate a constant provision of validation and attention. Although they may perceive themselves as fiercely self-reliant and self-sufficient, capable of autonomously cultivating their egos. The reality is that they depend on you more than you depend on them. They rely on your emotions, recollection of them, and the influence of their presence in order to perceive any degree of significance. At their core, they contend with an intense feeling of insignificance. They constitute an enormous fallacy that requires ongoing confirmation and conviction in order to endure. They's illusion vanishes when the light of truth exposes them, and you come to the realization that you no longer require them. Their frailty and fragility are exposed. Conversely, this susceptibility conceals a formidable toxicity that may appear authoritative, overwhelming, and transformative. It is crucial to understand that in the mind of a narcissist, their sources of supply serve as the fundamental basis of their identity, since they themselves resemble a precarious structure built upon sand, devoid of a solid foundation. It disintegrates when you eliminate yourself from the equation. The inevitability of this fragility is their reality. 5. Capacity for silence. A lack of listening skills constitutes the fifth deficiency in the lives of narcissists. Although many individuals may not possess remarkable listening skills, narcissists are an entirely different story. Despite their apparent attentiveness, their primary objective is to acquire information in order to identify your vulnerabilities, uncover potential entry points, and investigate strategies to further their own interests. Narcissists exploit and manipulate individuals for the purpose of satisfying their own narcissistic needs by perusing their psyches. This is a major contributor to the short lifespan of their romantic relationships. They fail to listen attentively. They are not in the company of their companions. Rather, they are preoccupied with themselves, seeking admiration without actively engaging in the familial structure they pretend to be a part of. Although they may have a beating organ in their thorax called the heart, they consider it to be nothing more than a piece of flesh, as I have previously explained. They are devoid of an authentic spirit. For someone to genuinely listen and care, they must possess compassion, sincerity, and a heart. Nevertheless, it is common knowledge that a narcissist sincerely cares only about themselves. They are apathetic towards your suffering, even if it is personally observed, so long as it does not have an impact on their own welfare. They may even desire for you to endure additional agony in order to bolster their sense of superiority and power, particularly if they are the source of your suffering. Narcissists are, in conclusion, pseudo-humans, subhumans, and entities. They are unable to perceive individuals beyond their false ego for these reasons. Their constant anticipation for others to fulfill their egotism stems from the fact that their self-worth relies on the approval and esteem of others. Removing yourself from that equation is the key to liberation, as you are merely a pawn in their scheme. Upon doing so, one will behold the narcissist's world disintegrating into opulence, as one will essentially be the only one genuinely present. It is imperative that we acknowledge this fact. In light of this, I eagerly await your thoughts and opinions. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below and spread the word about this episode without hesitation. Soon, I will return with an additional one. Until then, continue to allow the healing process to